Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant, Vera Misham, innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? Courtroom number 3. Preparations complete. Something inside me, rising, surfacing. Something important, lost long ago. It's closed now. So close. Here we go, October 9th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Misham! The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh god, I went through a huge investigation. Prosecutor's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant? Vera Misham's condition? Acute equine poisoning, according to her physician. She could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here. It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so, bureaucratic, all of them. That's being a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having one left to try. A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right, if Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well, your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor's case is unchanged by recent immunities. Why did Vera Misham suck him to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. But Vera was poisoned with atropine, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Miss Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone a verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her testimony before us. Yeah. How do you propose her killer poisoned her, then? Oh, and incidentally, it'd be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. Prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claim to the court. Tell us who Vera Misham was poisoned. Who poisoned? How? Yeah. Who did and how? Which did you hit first? How? I think it was the nail polish. How did the killer poison Vera Misham? I'll focus first on the method used. Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin? Not a bottle or container of the poison was found. I see, so the vector of poisoning is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Misham? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Misham? Nail polish. What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. How does anyone look at that and think it's a bottle? I thought it was a glove. I'm not lying. I thought it was a glove when I first saw it. I'd like to give whoever signed that a hand. Is that a nail polish? It's colorless. Something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. So the killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it. As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish! It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails? Oh, my wife has red nails. I see, so he's been painting them all this time. How did you not know that? Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to our court? Court is now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's frantically chewing her fingers clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Prosecutor Gavin. When the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once. Yes. Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish? Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Misham. Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking. That's a lie. Miss Justice, you're about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. But please dispense with the chatter. You realize the weight of this accusation. Here, let me show you. Understood, Your Honor. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time. Let us ask. Who poisoned Vera Misham via her nail polish? It was you. Oh, what's this? Christoph Gavin.
Objection!
What's your game? My bro. There's no way he could do a thing like that. Not if you helped him. I mean, if you did help him, he'll be able to. You should know that better than anyone else. Indeed. He is behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourselves, when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps 7 years ago. But Christoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. I still don't know the thing behind Vera. What's so important about her? Besides the fact that she's a forger. Besides the fact that she forged that paper. Is her being the real forger such a big secret? I don't think it is. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph Gavin from jail as a special witness. Fine. I'm gonna do the Torigami voice and the classic Torigami voice. Oh god, this is gonna be annoying. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Come and get me, Clavier. This jail sequence is literally bullying me. I wouldn't mind standing on the witness. Shut up, brother. You cannot tell me how to shut up. Yes, I can. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand. Bailiff, begin proceedings to call the special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13. Here he comes. Yes. Hello, bitches. Ah, Your Honor, how nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell, in fact. It's never. I think you already know Mr. Christoph Gavin. Ah, Mr. Justice. I hear you're being quite well for yourself. Ugh. Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Christoph was actually Apollo's boss at some point, I forgot. Stiff upper lip, Apollo, you can do it! Does this bottle look familiar? Ariel de nail polish. Why yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendant, I hear. He's not dead yet, you son of a bitch! And, was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for a taste in nail polish. A taste indeed. This nail polish was how Vera Misham was poisoned. Adroquinine, was it? You're well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin. Well, yes, I can get that thing from a shop at the corner. They sell it very specially for my eyes. What? Oh, nothing. Did you just confess? No. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavia, maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again. By him again. And you agree with his accusation, don't you? Brother. Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Time for a testimony. Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. Charges against you were quite severe, Mr. Gavin, even though you're already in solitary cell, which I think is pretty high up in the bad stuff. Like, I don't think it's... Is solitary cell usually where people go up? I don't know. Please testify on the matter to the court. I remember hearing, in this game at least, I'm not sure if there's places they do it in real life, but in this game at least, people convicted for murder are actually sentenced to death after a few years. So are they put in solitary cells until they're killed? Is Christoph Gavin actually on the death sentence? Because he murdered someone? That's actually pretty scary. Poisoning Vera. Owning the same nail polish does not a murderer make. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. I can't speak lately. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father and attempted to poison herself. Surely you want to suggest that I was responsible for poisoning her father too? You were. Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Mishams. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice? Very well, Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. I'm accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss. But I know he poisoned the Mishams. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention why. Alright, let's do this. Okay. So the question is, what should I hit first? Earning the same nail polish does not a murderer make. That doesn't... that doesn't sound like proper English, but man. Now that I'm thinking I wonder... Tell me, is this nail polish expensive? Ariel Donay is a nail polish for the highest order. Not only is it fabulous expensive, but it is made in extremely limited quantities. And you and Vera just happen to both use it. That can't be a coincidence. Objection! I'm guessing it's not a coincidence. Huh? It's a simple. Ariel Donay is the best nail polish one can buy, correct? But then if one wanted the best nail polish, one would buy it. That makes sense. Yes, it does, with my glorious beard agrees. Why, it's a bit like my feeling towards my brand new gavel here. And my silk top hat. Are we all done showing off our refined tastes? And my bracelet. Oh wait, no, that's my mom's. What? Oh, yeah, didn't I tell you that? I'm your half-brother, Trucy. What? Trucy died that day. Because she wanted to make babies with the polo and then found out she couldn't. What? Please continue with your tasteful testimony. Oh wait, she's only 15. I shouldn't be making those jokes. I've been in solitary confinement for half a year. I'm gonna poison her. Shut up, Turgami. I mean, Christoph. Can't she still make contact with the outside world solitary? Ah, so you had an accomplice on the outside. This is your latest accusation. I am allowed a certain modicum of letter writing. But the contents of those letters are closely checked. It would be extremely difficult to send a hit request. Prosecutor Gavin's on the warpath, right? Isn't he? Yeah, you think so too, Trucy. I bet I know why. He must be nervous with Big Bro watching. But maybe there's a weakness I can turn to my advantage. Are we cool with that? May I continue? Shut up, Christoph. Hold it! The defendant is not dead yet. There are no known cases of someone surviving anthraquinine poisoning. You seem to know a lot about anthraquinine. And I know a lot about a lot of things, which is why I suggest we pick up the pace, or else you'll be short one defendant for what she's worth. And when it's to refrain from speaking ill of the ill. My apologies, shall we continue? The prosecution's case holds she poisoned her father and attempted to poison herself. There no reason to want to commit suicide. And also, who would commit suicide by doing their nails? The answer is quite simple, basically. Allow me to explain, brother of mine. Beginning with why did she do it? The answer is quite simple. She couldn't live with her own guilt. Next, why did she use nail polish to poison herself? This too is simple, so she could die along something like that she liked. Something that she liked? When she saw that the trial wasn't going her way, she knew she would die. And it's not easy to bring poison into a courtroom. Must I explain further?
I believe that's clear enough, crystal clear.
Well, the two brothers together is like a two-man wrecking team. They could use a little more teamwork, though. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too?
Hold it!
Both Vera and Mr. Michelle were poisoned with anthraquinine. There really can't be a coincidence. The defense is repeating fallacious statements based. The prosecution requests concrete and unambiguous proof of the witness's crime.
Objection sustained. Defense will please present concrete proof.
Prosecutor Gavin seems strange to you too. It's like he's all grown up. I think that's how prosecutors are supposed to be, actually. He is acting different than usual. I'll bet it has a lot to do with his brother Christoph being in the room. Well, let's make this testimony count, Apollo. Right. Quick and painless. My briefs let you do the trick. Okay, I'm questioning my ex-boss. His testimony seems watertight, but he's lying. I'm sure I'll be able to see something, as long as I focus. Focus justice! Focus justice! Let's go. It's probably 10, right? Whoa, look at his eyes. Oh boy, those are evil eyes. Not going to suggest... I was responsible. Sorry, my game's lagging a little because of these scenes. I hate it. Poisoning her father. It's a scar, by the way. I just realized that. Oh, whoa, whoa. What was that? It was you who killed Drew Misham. A bluff worthy of you, mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father, too. Your hand tensed unnaturally, and a little devil appeared to give me the news. And let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are your tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get someone's mouth. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. But you found a way, all the same. And I found it too. This is how you poison Mr. Misham. I'm guessing the proof we have that all this exists is because Phoenix has that little camera thing on his beanie, and so we've seen this. So that's probably what the Mason system was. It was what he'd had recorded over the 7 years. I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. Anthraquinine was found on the stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand the stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, the stamp was found in your prison cell. Yes! Bring it! That is all, Your Honor.
Order, order, order!
Poison on the back of the stamp. After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to the witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Daddy! That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. Oh, I'm gonna fuck some bitches. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall a witness Sparkbrush's testimony. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Ah, stamp. So-called postage stamp, end quote. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using the stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is the commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was a mere coincidence that he used it that night.
That would seem to be the case.
Perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence?
He does seem to have a point. How will this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder.
Really, Clavium? You should be seeing through these weak-spinned bluffs by now. Yeah, but he's seeing through much more. He's right, though. How would anyone have known Mr. Misham would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell.
Well, seems the defense has run out of things to say.
You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been cancelled. The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph.
Clavia.
Honestly, I wanted to believe you, but the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Christoph.
What are you saying, Prosecutor Gavin?
Hair forehead. What was your accusation again?
Huh? Oh, it was that.
This poison stamp killed Drew Misham, yeah? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use that stamp.
Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned.
Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't it have been coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp, that's all.
Coincidence?
Christoph, you tried to slip out from under this accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Clavion? I could ask you the same question, Christoph.
Huh.
I silenced the defense with the fewest words possible. It became efficiency.
Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony.
Very well, I should take this claim head on then. Justice. What? You accused me of Drew Misham's murder, yes? Then allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a partner? Oh, a motive! He's talking about a motive!
Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could have come to want to kill a painter.
Now here's something. Why didn't he bring out the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe you have some defense evidence to prove a motive.
A motive for murder. It's vital, if not the most vital element in this case. He's considered when making a statement.
Let's say it's about this vital.
That's pretty vital. Well, Mr. Justice.
Going through with this no matter what.
Understood, Your Honor.
Like to present evidence.
Let's see what you have for us. What reason did Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Misham?
I'm guessing it's the notebook page, because I feel like this is the blackmail. I feel like he's using the fact that she made this against her.
Take that!
Christoph Gavin's motive comes clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place. And why was that?
Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence.
I've seen that before. Page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnifique grammarized diary.
When Attorney Wright lost his badge, yes. This was when the evidence he presented to his loss.
This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request a forgery be made? That was never proven.
Objection!
The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright, who, other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it. And why would they?
Just out of curiosity.
Do you remember this letter? first page. And this is the second.
Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew Masham by the client who requested the forgery.
The enclosed stamp was none other than poison commemorative stamp. Drew Masham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old? The client who requested his forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery.
To keep them from talking.
But he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my favorite magician, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed with the glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Hey, Forehead, do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp. And it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Masham was none other than Phoenix Wright. If you look at it logically. Sorry, but that's not how this is going down. Oh, then how will it go down? I checked through the records in that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh boy. Here.
What's this?
I don't know, I just got it from over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with spiky hair.
And one more thing.
I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly.
I received the files from the previous attorney on yesterday.
I understand I'm asking the impossible of you.
Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards.
And that was enough.
Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before. Now here's the question. Just who was Shady Enigma's previous defense attorney? No, this cannot be. But it is true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar.
It was you, Christoph Gavin! Order, order! What is the meaning of this witness? I mean defendant, former lawyer?
Let me begin by denying this.
Objection!
Yeah, right. It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin. Impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim?
That would be difficult. I'm afraid the line of inquiry won't yield.
Objection!
Herr Forehead, are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy. Evidence. Evidence that shows the man Christoph Gavin requested the forgery 7 years ago. Clavia. Just prove it. Clear up those doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case. He must have thought of some evidence. Apollo! Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain in the darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. Is Christoph blackmailing his own brother? Or proves Christoph Gavin's link to Drew Masham?
Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Masham 7 years ago. Prove it!
Can be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not.
Objection!
Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Then, I say we give him the benefit of the doubt.
Very well, but if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty.
Objection!
Your Honor, you do the defense in an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion?
I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Oh, Mr. Justice.
Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. Something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Masham. and I have something that clearly does the job.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Masham.
It's a yellow letter, right?
Take that!
Boom, bub. The evidence proves there's a link. That's a scrap of paper. I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't.
Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting.
Mr. Wright's handwriting, what is the meaning of this?
Let's see now. Yes, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright. When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with my reading my private mail.
Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell?
No. However, it appears Mr. Wright is yet to be cured of his bad forging habit.
Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible.
This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter.
Reproduction?
When Mr. Wright visited Christoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? Yes. He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail. Yes. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery.
Prosecutor Gavin.
Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making irrational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please.
Defense's claims is denied.
What?
Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record.
Better luck next time, Justice. What? Seriously?
Well, we've certainly taken the detail from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point.
Paulo, do something!
Thinking, but without evidence. I don't have anything I can use on him.
Very well. This ends the special witness's cross-examination.
Objection!
Yes! The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why.
Prosecutor Gavin.
Frankly, I'm relieved. Really? This has been bothering me for 7 whole years, and I'm tired of the whole youthful-ing scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, Christoph? Clavia, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavia.
Paulo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin.
Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember what's really important to you.
You amuse me, Herr Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright?
Resist what?
Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness.
Yes, it's me.
State your name and occupation for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Did you find anything unnatural about it?
Unnatural?
Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. Yeah, because Christoph gave him the tip, right? I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented the evidence. And the next moment you call in Drew Masham, it was almost as if... Almost as if what? Yep. Funny, it didn't even occur to me, I wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence.
Oh!
Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come out with the forged diary page.
Don't do this, Clavia.
I knew because you told me, Christoph.
What?
Oh, I thought he was already suspecting that. I suspected that from a mile away.
It was the night
Before the trial.
Clavia.
Christoph, I'd seen you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial.
Oh, I won't be appearing on the trial, actually.
Huh? Why not?
I will be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. In exchange, I brought information.
Information?
The attorney who will be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen, I want you to call in a special witness.
Then. I wondered about it at the time. How did Christoph know so much?
Prosecutor Gavin.
Christoph, we were supposed to face each other in the trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserved that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. The victim's belongings? Which would have included
McAfee's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin.
My, Clavia, you disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest.
You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin.
You can't sweep this under the rug, not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial.
Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing.
Apollo!
I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of the thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough.
7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Grammari.
2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time.
Enough!
You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go.
To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to do this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete.
Zach wasn't watching his points on the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Christoph Gavin.
I couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright, a second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs. He dismissed me and went for that pitiful excuse for the man. He deserved to die for that error alone.
Hold it! So the one who requested that forgery was...
Oh, not admitting to anything. My point is, these 2 men shamed me, and I cannot forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Grammari both deserved what they got.
So you asked Mr. Basham to forge the evidence, so you could win. But then, when you were dismissed as Zach Grammari's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap.
You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him.
You're free to imagine what you will.
My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Incredible! If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep.
Prosecutor Gavin.
Perfectly. You're mad, Christoph. Stop fooling yourself.
What are you talking about, Clavia?
Tell me, how did that trial end?
Cancelled when the defendant vanished.
I get it. So, Christoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years.
What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed.
You couldn't leave things to chance, so you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years. You know, he always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said every day for 7 years. But felt too. Journalists sure he's being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Ramarai got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me?
Wait, just a minute. Zach Ramarai was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone for 7 years?
Finally. I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Ramarai gone missing for 7 years, Trucy's father.
What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him!
Right, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Christoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler.
I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Poison in a Chinese restaurant, tragic.
The details don't really matter right now. What matters is that traveler was Zach Ramarai.
What is it, Apollo?
Huh?
Keep going. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, she's such a good girl. Did she already know? Really? She did?
Someone please explain this! Mr. Justice, can you explain this?
It all started 7 years ago. The great magician Magnifique Gramarai's death started it. Magnifique Gramarai's death and his student Zach Ramarai are the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that Christoph Gavin did the unthinkable, he forged evidence.
True Masham.
Actually, it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. You took the precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin?
Precautions?
To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and there'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers. Natural canine. Applied to a commemorative stamp. The luck was on Mr. Misham's side. The bomb didn't go off.
His daughter?
She saved him by taking the stamp, I see. But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Ariadne nail polish, of course. You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Misham is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails.
Oh!
This nail polish was her good luck charm.
She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me.
Yes, apparently she received something, a gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from the client, the one who wanted that note made.
It was his insurance.
Insurance?
As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If you ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous, and the nail polish would do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years, and then they went off almost simultaneously. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I've listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Clavium, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the actual canine that took Drew Misham's life.
Objection! What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Ramarai to keep him from talking.
Oh, Apollo. I killed no man of that name. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew who he was, that particular fugitive. Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. If
defense's name is Vermisham, suspected of the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now.
I'm afraid we have to stray considerably from our purpose here. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vermisham who is on trial here.
No, you're doing so good, Apollo.
As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this course of inquiry cannot find Vermisham innocent.
Objection!
Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent nearly 7 years collecting this evidence.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you? Let's assume there was poison in the nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vermisham to bite her nails?
What?
It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you.
No, it was Clavia.
Evidence is everything. There's nothing more.
I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor, Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for an officer attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination as well.
However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavia?
Unfortunately, yes, Christoph. You're right. That is, you would have been right until now.
What?
Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is the trial case for the new judicial system.
That's right. I totally forgot it. The juris system.
Jurists, you say?
The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into law.
Common citizens' wisdom? Is this some kind of joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless emotional mob of rational mouth breathers.
Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law.
Nonsense, this is the only room for two in the court. Me and the law.
Yeah.
Keep the riffraff out, I say.
They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera.
Huh. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright.
Oh, he's getting angry! Oh!
Boom! So everything was leading to this, of course, right? Right.
Wow!
Whoa! Holy crap! What? Oh my god, I'm sorry. That was crazy! I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. My hair feels like it's gone out of style. Clavia, give me your hair for a second, please. The law is everything. The law is absolute. You to let ignorant swine soil your courts. Oh, he's crying, isn't he? Christoph, it's over.
Clavia.
The law is absolute. You can't be serious.
What?
Odd. I thought you'd spend your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions.
Law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. A gem polished will gain through the trials and errors. It is the fruit we receive and pass on, face in our time. And it is always changing, growing, nurturing. It's our task as human beings.
Except for you, Christoph. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday I'll know what law is. And I'll fight the change if I have to.
So you know what needs on trial.
verdict began as the trial of Vera Machine accused of murdering her father. The painter, Drew Masham. However, incidents were reviewed and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. After Drew Masham, how do you find the defendant, Vera Masham? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter.
Am I going to make the decision? October 9th, 12:48 p.m. Jurist Chambers. This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Masham is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is the reason for Mr. Masham's death. Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all.
Please, wait.
Yes, jurist number 6.
There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists.
That is correct. I have looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case.
With the development of the case. I see.
Does that answer your quick concern? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Masham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely, judge well. Ooh, okay. No way. No way. No. 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 That's Lemoire. I know that silhouette. I know that silhouette. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna let this get to me. I'm gonna save, because I want to see what the guilty does. Yep. So a verdict was reached on October 9, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. A hung jury, the final verdict would have to wait for the following day. But fate had different plans. That night, defendant Vera Masham's condition worsened. She died in her hospital bed. Her verdict was postponed for eternity. Seriously? Yeah, okay, sure. I am gonna reload that then. Not guilty. Hey, Thalaza. So a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14. First verdict under the jury system. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Christoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial. In an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Masham opened her eyes. October 10, 10:12 a.m., Hickfield Clinic. Yay! Vera, I'm so glad Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too. I'm proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera...
Hey now, don't you stop crying too. Sorry you had to see us like this.
Yay, she smiled!
Vera?
Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. Oh my god.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have bitten your nails.
No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck.
Vera.
When I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world. To see things with your own eyes.
Looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from my life.
I knew you pulled through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Got it. Here, let me thank you.
No, really, it's okay.
Oh, look, it's me! I love it!
And now, Apollo? Yes! Is that me?
She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so, at least. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is?
The other lawyer?
Oh, you mean Daddy? Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? Oh, no, 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 no. That's not what I meant at all. No, it's okay. I'm through looking. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize.
I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that.
He brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier.
You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all?
I was wondering why this room looked familiar. You know, I knew my real daddy was alive.
Huh?
I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom.
You did what? How?
I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went away.
We may not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this, I will be watching, and one day I shall return. You're the next samurai after all.
Oh, Trucy.
In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he?
It's okay, Phoenix. It's my daddy now. Even if he...
That he can't.
No, and I've got you too. Even if kind of loud sometimes.
Glad I made your list! Oh, sorry, that was a little loud.
Hey, come to think of it. Where is Daddy, the one you can't play? Do you know Holo?
I think he said he had to meet someone.
I wonder. Mommy!
God darn, please. I feel like it's already been proven that it's can't handle the mindfucks.
Tee. Oh, Trucy. Hero? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not united. Yes, here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat. Yes!
Objection! Ahem! Not loud enough, and, like, Miss Magic Underwear better anyway.
That's magic. Apollo.
Please. Oh no. So, your memory's returned.
Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan too?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yep, there's the song.
When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lamoire. But you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists.
You're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy.
For so long I thought I was alone. But now I know I have children, 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This too, I think, is thanks to you.
Are you gonna tell them?
They do not know.
Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't.
I will go to them when the time is right. Till then,
Don't worry, I'll take care. Don't go dying like Shady did, though.
Oh boy, I'm not gonna be like my disgusting husband.
Yeah, you will marry me. What?
Yes, definitely. Let's go sing and do dances across the stage. And let's get hot like Calavia's guitar.
Oh, okay, I'm stopping it there. They're very important to me, too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Your bracelet.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years, but your bracelet was the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago now in Christoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. 2 fates destined to entwine, and I was there when they crossed. I will never forget that.
Who I was away. 10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal. It was a miracle no one died, but I didn't survive that accident. That is why I left the troupe, my family. Now my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time.
Speaking of miracles, Vera Masham regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are.
It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken. Sometimes a life is spared.
You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. That's pretty much the end of the story. A long way to go, and this power of mine, well, it needs there's hope now. We'd lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep at this lawyer thing for a while.
Oops, training time, gotta go. Cords of steel, here comes justice. Objection! Moots are a window.
I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like, I found my long-lost big little brother. Ha! Oh, Trucy's on the case.
Yes.
Now that I have this, thanks to Daddy.
Yeah! Mr. Hat.
Trucy Grimrai. Frankly, I got my doubts, but Hat Grimrai. Now that'll pick him up.
Yes!
Oh, yeah. Oh, is it gonna be like the table's gonna be covered with pictures? Since every day you get to try to that rocks harder than one of our gigs, yeah? That's why it's over. The governors are breaking up. The news caused a run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session.
Yes, I will definitely be your backup singer, maybe.
I like singing.
Well, maybe.
I mean, I do like singing. I meant about the backup singing, maybe.
I'll be the main vocalist. I'm kidding. Yes. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it. I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted and I've got time on my hands, maybe I'll take some lessons. Maybe I'll take the bar exam again. Yeah. This game's amazing, though. I know I said that for the other 3 games, but god damn, this one was great. I think this one's actually better than Trials and Tribulations, in my opinion. I'm just saying.
So, I was standing around eating snackies the other day, when I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You could augment the crunch, or better yet, make them ding! The power of science. Although the preservations might not be 100% safe.
Oh, Emma, you're adorable.
Event you were once in Russia, please come to Borscht Bowl Club. The only thing called in the restaurant is borscht. But if your greater challenge is being required...
Yeah!
Then come to the hideout, you know who to ask for.
Yes!
Yeah. I got a knife. So, Kentucky Pastries is getting back to its eastern roots, spread the culture and all. Yo, boss, culture time!
Oh, I'm back. This is how we write root, capiche?
But we're still about giving back to the people. Yo, boss, PR time!
Yes, open the very eyes. And this is how we write people, alright?
Not that Waukkee's paying any attention. Woo, kids! Yeah!
Oh boy. I was hoping it'd be birthday pictures. The big guy's awesome.
Bazoy! Chinese characters on Cape was a fly idea like 3,000 years ago. Believe that? Man, you want to make it today, you gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker, for real. I know it! Don't look like no cracker, G. What you want me to call it, the OG muffin?
Oh, that guy's great.
I don't know where all this talk about food has come from. You ask me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever! I got a new one too. See, this time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Why pretend Odin's noodles about salt? Salt forever!
Oh my god.
My exceptionally inquisitive nature is one me uncritical
consideration in my department. You see, they used to call me Wesley Stinkler and Wesley Stinkerhands. But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. Wesley Sicko reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness and I am the cure.
Yeah. Alright. Translation, Alexander O. Smith. Localization. Guessing there's gonna be one last bitch that goes on top. Yep.
I don't know how to thank you for all you've done. Light has returned to my life and with a joy. I may have lost years, but I've gained a treasure, 2 treasures in fact. I will think of them when I write my next song.
Yes. Yes! And now one more, I think, up on the top right.
Brasha, 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 brasha. Brasha, here back on the beat with another interview. How do I feel about how things turned out? No scoop, yep, journalist confidence in mint condition. And quote!
Yep, top right.
I've decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose I'll look to see a bit of the world outside to find what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you.
You're welcome, Pharaoh. Yes. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. I love how these games end, by the way. They show the credits, they show all these happy moments, and just boom, back to the title screen. Oh, well, that takes a lot of process. Otherwise, that was Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. Or other way around, but who the fuck cares? That was... I don't even know what to describe that as. There are so many points in that last case. The last case was by far my favorite one. If I'd had to link them together, I'd say the last case was my favorite. The third case would have to be maybe my third favorite. I was going to say second, but then I realized there were a lot of annoying things about it, like how much times you had to rewatch the bloody acting, the bloody show again, and stuff like that. It just really annoyed me. But it was good. It was good, at least. Out of the first and second case, though, I think I enjoyed the first case more. Like, the second case was cool. I'm not lying. These are very close together. But the second case would have to be my last favorite, even though it is still particularly close. But it would have to go fourth case, first case, third case, second case. That's my favorites out of this game. But it was great. I'm not sure if I'll be able to play the other games. I do know there's 2 Miles Edgeworth games. They're on the DS, I think. I'm not sure if it's on the 3DS or the DS. Depending which one, I might not be able to play them. Because, honestly, if it's on the DS, I would even if it's on the DS, I would rather not play it. Because I go through a lot of lagging things because I'm playing on an emulator. And I really think that's not really great for you guys. I'm just saying. And if it's on the 3DS and I can't play it non-stop, I can't play it anyway because I'd have to get the game on 3DS. And I'd have to find a way to be able to connect my 3DS to the computer so I can record what I'm playing on the 3DS. If I'm able to do that, find a way to record what I'm playing on my 3DS on my computer, then yeah, I'd love to. I'd be able to do that easily. There'd be no lag. I'd be able to play it properly, holding it in my hands and stuff. I'd love that. Honestly, I would. But in the end, I really enjoyed this game. There were so many mindfucks at the end, but I loved them. The only thing I'm really disappointed about, by the way, there are a lot of things in games that I really are disappointed about, and sometimes I can't really... by the way, I'm not saying that in a way that every game is bad. I'm just saying that there might be a game where there's a few things that disappoint me, but I can't really think of them at the time, and then I think of them later on when it's way too late. But the one thing that I'm really disappointed about is that Valant Grammari, he seemed important in the last case, and then he just drifted off.
Like, the last time we saw him, I don't think we even saw him at the end in the credits. We didn't see him in the credits. I really hated that. Like, I don't mind. I get that he wasn't exactly a big thing in the case. He was more just, oh yeah, he's the other disciple. But the story brought him in as a big character. Like, obviously the picture that's in Wright and Co agency thingamajiggy is a picture of Trucy's dad, I believe, Zach, I believe. And since it's all in black and white, I thought it was Valent. And I still thought that until the very end. And then Valent comes in the third case. And he seems like a big hotshot. Seems important. The fourth case, he definitely comes in as an important guy. And then he just drifts off. And I really didn't like that. I felt like he was way too important to Trucy in the story. That he should be at least there, either in the trial, or there should be a scene with him later on. I don't think there was even a big end scene. I would have loved to see Thalaza say hello to her children. I would have loved a scene like that, but I guess you can't really ask for anything. Otherwise, I'm going to end this off here. I really enjoyed this game, once again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry that the series had a bit of lag things because of the emulator, but I think it was a pretty good series nonetheless. Yeah. Although I'm glad that I'm finally finished, because DS games are fun. I do admit that. DS games are pretty cool. There's a lot of games on DS that I enjoy. But then again, I'm playing on an emulator, so there's a lot of problems with that. I am hoping that a few things that I'm doing in the future will help my computer be able to run better, and hopefully that will help the emulator. But other than that, we'll have to see. So until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later. See ya.